This video is sponsored by BetterHelp. Hello one and all, my name is Ryan Bruce. My friends call me Fluff, and today on Riffs, Beards, and Gear, I thought we would talk about my 7 favorite budget-friendly high-gain amps. So when it comes to high-gain amps, or amp heads in particular, there's kind of two different schools. There's the crazy, bougie, expensive stuff, and then there's the real bang for your buck, entry-level stuff, because as technology is kind of advanced and time goes on, you really can spend less and less money for something that is as full feature, or at least is good sounding as the big boys. Well, let's talk about 7 of my personal favorite high-gain amps that are really budget-friendly. Now, before we start in the list, let's talk about some parameters. Everyone's budget is different. Now, for the sake of this video, my range was basically sub $1,000, okay? So that's ranging from $199 in this case, up to $999. That is the range that I am working with for this video. I have chosen amps all along the path from one end to the other. And with that, let's get started, shall we? Favorite budget amp number 1 is the Orange Micro Dark. Now, this amp for me is a huge sleeper, in my opinion. This amp is used all over the Beartooth records, and this is the amp that we used for 100% of the guitar overdubs and solos for my band Dragged Under's Upright Animals record, the newest record. We had all sorts of amplifiers, and the Micro Dark has a cut, an orangeness, if you will, that really lends itself to cutting through a mix if you're playing in a band setting, but also lends itself to just kind of having a real nice upper mid-range aggression to it. And being from the Dark series, it's a little bit more high gain than something like the Tiny Terror. This amplifier is dead simple, and it's 20 watts. It's $199. It's awesome. Favorite amp number 2 is the SLO Mini from Soldano. Now, Boutique Amp Distribution has been putting out these mini amplifiers, including I think Diesel, Bogner, Friedman, and Soldano. The Soldano is my favorite of them all. Now, the Soldano SLO Mini is basically a Soldano SLO preamp pedal with a 30-watt solid-state power supply strapped to the back. And for that, you get the Soldano goodness, you get the sauce. Now, there's no clean channel on these amps, but I mean, if you're buying a Soldano of any shape or size, you're not buying it really for the clean channel, although the bigger amps have a great clean channel. However, there is a crunch and an overdrive setting for the Mini, and it's $250. Now, I did a video with my friend Uncle Ben Eller, and we compared the small boy to the big boy, and honestly, in a band setting or a mix, I mean, it's pretty trivial. No one in the audience is gonna be like, is that an actual Soldano SLO 100? That's not a Mini, is it? The Mini packs a lot of punch in a really, really small package. It's adorable, and again, it's $250. I mean, you cannot go wrong with this amplifier. Now, I'd like to thank the sponsor of this video, BetterHelp. I reached out to them to sponsor this video, as BetterHelp has become a very integral part of my everyday life, and I thought I would share it with you guys. If you would have looked at one of my videos about 6 or 7 months ago, you would have noticed that I had moved very suddenly, and I was in a different setting, and I didn't really explain why. Really, I look back at that time now, and it was really a culmination of me living my life through the window of all of the abuse that I've gone through in my entire life, and all of the miscommunication skills that I needed to unlearn. And that's where BetterHelp came in. Now, the crux of my situation was I was looking at all of the relationships I had in my adult life. I'm 42 years old, and I did not want to be vulnerable in any way, on any level, and I didn't know how to be vulnerable or close to individuals that I truly loved, and I didn't know what to do about it. But the problem was, I was always on tour or traveling or in another state or in another country, so going and seeing a traditional therapist wasn't really in the cards for me. That's when a friend told me about BetterHelp. which is 100% online, and I am able to tap in to their network of 30,000 therapists, which is amazing. Now with BetterHelp, I am able to tap into those 30,000 therapists that are fully licensed and experienced therapists on literally anything. There's couples therapy, there's personal therapy, and I was able to do it on a tour bus in the back of a venue in Germany, and I was able to do it anywhere that I felt I needed to talk with my therapist, and that was very freeing for me. Now, in order to get started with BetterHelp, all you need to do is just answer a few questions about your needs and preferences in therapy, and that way, BetterHelp can match you with the right therapist from their network. Now, with the BetterHelp app, I am able to communicate with my therapist via any way I choose and am comfortable with, whether that is personal chat, email, a Zoom call, or just a regular phone call for that matter. Any of those options are available to me whenever I need them and whenever I feel that I need to just kind of blow off some steam. Now with BetterHelp, you get the same professionalism and quality you expect from an in-office therapy, but with a therapist who is custom picked for you, with more scheduling flexibility and at a more affordable price. And what's in it for them is they don't have to deal with all the paperwork for the insurance companies and all that stuff. For them, they are able to more directly communicate with their patients and the people that they want to help. This is a win for everybody. Now, if you'd like to try BetterHelp for yourself and get 10% off your first month while doing it, click the link down below in the description, betterhelp.com/riffs, and get matched up with a therapist that is ready to listen today. BetterHelp. Favorite budget amp number 3 is the Boss Katana Mark II 100 watt head. Often when people are referring to the Boss Katana series, a lot of times they're talking about the combos in relation to being compared to something like, the Line 6 Spider series or something like that. However, I think if you want to choose your own cabinet and kind of expand a little bit on the Katana series, the head is a great option. It's 100 watts, it has all the effects you need, and if you're just playing around yourself at your house or just playing with some friends on the weekends, the Boss Katana series is so unbelievably killer for the money. I cannot even emphasize how good the Katana stuff is, especially with the Mark II series that was rolled out a couple years ago. The head itself is $369. I mean, that is so much bang for your buck. That's just a stupid amount of features, honestly, for $369. And because it's a head, you compare it with a much higher quality cab or speaker set that's probably coming with the combos. So really, you can get really, really good tones for not a lot of money. $369, Boss Katana. Favorite amplifier number 4 is the Super Crush solid state 100 watt head from Orange. Now, I did the original video for this amplifier when it came out, and I was stunned at how good this really was. And really, Orange showed us all how good solid state could actually be. Now, in addition to a 100 watt head, it also comes with an effects loop, and it also comes with a cab emulated out. I mean, it's just awesome. This is very, very popular in, like a lot of the stoner rock circles and things like that. However, this amp is a lot of people's first entry into a proper Orange head, or, big boy 100 watt head for that matter. It's $499, and it comes in orange, and it comes in, more importantly, black, and it's loud, it's heavy, and it's worthy of the Orange name. These amps are still being made. They're still killer. Yeah, $500 will get you right in there. Favorite amp number 5 is the PV6505 Mini. Now, this amplifier really steps it up with adding tubes and adding a bunch of features, including step down wattages from 20 to 5 to 1. You also have things like cab emulated out, USB out, a headphone jack, and reverb all in this thing. And it's awesome. I remember really, really enjoying this head. It sounds huge without, blowing your doors off and killing your animals if you're hooked up to a speaker cab, right? The voicing is spot on and worthy of the 6505 name. This is a lot of people's main amps. I know several people who gig these on the regular and are very, very happy with them. Making records, making music live on the weekends, this is your amplifier. It's plenty loud to hang in a band, and also if you get a really nice 412, I mean, you can hang with literally just about anyone. So this thing is 699 bucks, very full featured, worth every penny. Favorite amp number 6 is the PRS MT15 Mark Tremonti amp. Guys, of course I'm gonna mention this amp. This has become kind of a sleeper amp. You don't really see these too often. I know they were unavailable for a really long time, but they are currently still being made and are very available wherever I looked. However, this amplifier runs about 750 bucks, uses big bottle tubes, it's a full tube amplifier, and you can step it down from 15 to 7 watts, and it also has a built-in boost. I don't know why you don't see these more often. I was actually in the room at NAMM with Tremonti and the PRS folks, and when he first tried the very first production amplifier, and this thing in the room sounds so thick and it sounds so big. I'm surprised I don't see these more often. However, it's still a very, very bang for your buck amplifier in my opinion. However, it is still 750 bucks. Which is maybe why you don't see them that often when you have the other things like the PV6505s, as previously mentioned right before this amplifier. However, if you're looking for those big boy tones that are Tremonti approved, this is your boy. And finally, topping out my list of budget-friendly high-gain amplifiers, we have, of course, the EVH 5150, iconic. I did the video for this amplifier as well. $999, you get an 80-watt full-sized amplifier worthy of the EVH and 5150 namesake. You're getting a really, really great amp that has a lot of features, power reduction circuits, and it has like speaker emulated out. It has a noise gate. It has a noise gate, a very usable noise gate as well. If I was just getting into the band game, as I stated in my original video, this would be the head that I have. This would have been an absolute dream to have if I was 19, 20, 21. My buddy's in fit for an autopsy tour with him as well. So, you know, go see them live and tell me that they don't sound insanely heavy and awesome with their guitar tones, because you won't say that because they sound incredible with their 5150 Iconics. There's a bunch of bands adopting these heads as well. Really, I think initially a lot of people scoffed at these heads, and they have now been rightfully adopted into being worthy of the 5150 name. They're just really, really awesome, and they're 999 bucks for the head all day long. So good. And that does it for my list of 7 favorite budget-friendly high-gain amplifier heads. What do you like? I'm sure you guys are thinking that I missed some stuff, or you like something that I didn't mention, probably the Hughes and Kettner stuff, or maybe something from Fender. Leave a comment down below telling me what you like and what you are playing for an amp that costs less than $1,000. Maybe we'll do a follow-up video. I will link down below in the description to all of these amplifiers that I mentioned today. And with that, you've been wonderful. I've been Fluff. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you next time.